What's going on, YouTube? Veracity here. Hope you guys are doing well. In-game chat moderation for Call of Duty has gone too far. Let's be honest here. I get the original idea behind it, trying to ban people that are using racial slurs, maybe swearing a little too much, maybe just being toxic beyond belief. I get that. But now it feels like no one talks, and the social element of Call of Duty has fallen by the wayside. Now, some of this is to blame on the in-game chat moderation. Some of this is to blame on the disbanding lobbies, disconnecting you from the community even further. And of course, I think there is some blame to be placed on the community as a whole, because I don't think a lot of people can be trusted with a microphone and an audience. Too many people still have domestic disputes, showcase their bad parents with a crying baby during the entirety of a Call of Duty match, or they just want to blare their music for everybody to hear. It's still kind of mind-blowing that that's the case here, even in 2025. There was a time and place where it was sort of funny, kind of cute, but now it's absolutely ridiculous. But those problems at least get fixed when you mute somebody. You can just mute that guy, and even though it kind of kills the social aspect of the game, you don't really need to hear somebody's terrible music come through the microphone, kind of blurry. But where the real problem lies when it comes to the lack of social feeling within Call of Duty, a lack of community connection, is the in-game chat moderation. Like I said earlier, I think the idea behind it was a good idea. They're trying to eliminate people being racist on their game. Totally understand it. But at the same time, it feels like we have gone too far in one direction. Banning people for swearing, banning people for being a little bit toxic, banning people for just repeating what their operator says. That to me is a step too far. Because what you're doing is you're basically telling your community you can't have genuine human reactions to the game. You can't be genuine in any way, shape, or form. You must keep things extremely civil and G-rated, because even though the game says rated M for mature, and online interactions are not rated by the ESRB, we gotta make sure that our 8-year-old audience that buys all of our cosmetics don't get a little hurt by what you say, or potentially pick up new vocabulary that won't make their parents happy, although their parents are perfectly fine allowing them to play a game that's rated 17 plus. I don't personally care if you're somebody that wants to allow your child to play a game that's rated a little higher than their current age. It really doesn't bother me, but understand that that freedom comes with consequences. Your kid's going to hear things they don't want to hear. They're going to be exposed to things maybe you don't think they're ready for. That's the risk you take when you let them play a game like Call of Duty. But nonetheless, I really don't think that we're going about this the right way. Because we're shutting down the community. We're shutting down a voice that this community used to have, a connection this community used to have. I'm not trying to create a utopic feeling around the way in-game chat used to be. No, it was insanely toxic, and yeah, maybe it was a little over the top. But there were still moments where you felt like you could connect to your fellow community member, somebody else in the lobby. And that feeling has kind of gone away. Partly to the in-game chat moderation, but also because of the consistent disbanding lobbies, something that the community has complained about for years now. And we had a little reprieve from this during MW2, I believe, where you're allowed to stay in your lobby if you enjoyed it, but they've kind of forgotten about that, and I don't see it returning, which is incredibly disappointing, because I think a lot of people in this community would like that, and it might promote a sense of community. It might bring people in to actually talk within this game. But right now, there's no incentive, there's no reason, so most people, like myself, just mute the entire lobby and play something on YouTube or on Spotify while they game. They don't want to make connections, they don't want to make new friends, they don't care, because by the time the game ends, there's a whole new whack of people that you're playing against again. So every 10 minutes, you just have a new 11 people to play against, and that doesn't really create a sense of community. It doesn't really make you want to contribute to the vibes. I miss the vibes, man. I miss those lobbies where everybody was talking and everybody was going back and forth. And sure, some of it, I will agree, a little over the top, right? Nobody is saying that these old lobbies were perfect and nobody was swearing and nobody was spewing racist slurs. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But when you got the right lobbies, when you were connected with the right people, it was an experience. It was something that you remembered. Like, I know for a fact that I stayed in lobbies far past when I should have, because I should have probably gone to bed so I could wake up the next day for school or whatever it might have been, or maybe work in that instance as well. And I didn't, because I was having so much fun, because I was engaged with the community. And these moderation tactics and the lack of social features really degrades the overall player experience. It doesn't make you feel as connected as it once did. And that's the disappointing part. We have the ability to be more connected than ever, but we feel so disconnected because we're overly moderated, we're de-incentivized to talk, and frankly, there's too many morons that shouldn't have a microphone next to their mouth. They just shouldn't. They can't be trusted, and frankly, maybe they should deal with what's going on in their personal life before they hop onto Call of Duty. Maybe make sure that baby's in bed and have the baby monitor right next to you. And hey, if that baby starts to cry, maybe deal with the baby instead of playing a video game. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. And if you want to play music, get a pair of headphones. It's not that difficult. Nobody cares. You're not that important. And this is the thing. If we were able to bring back that sense of community with a positive game chat experience, I think you'd see a lot more fun within the game itself. Like, I see clips every once in a while on YouTube, on Instagram Reels, wherever, of people actually having real, genuine in-game chat experiences. And right away, I connect with that. Right away, I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. That sounds like so much fun. And that's what I want to see more of. And it feels like you would get those moments way more often than you do now. And I think that comes from the idea that Call of Duty was trying to build and create a community. Now they have an existing community. They don't need to try anymore. And unfortunately, we're the ones maybe suffer as a result. And I guess it's not as big of a deal as some may think, but I personally think it matters. Now, this isn't me saying I have a definitive solution. You know, they have to allow these words or whatever it might be. I just think they have to swing the pendulum a little bit more to the center when it comes to moderation. Get rid of the racism, get rid of the over-excessive toxicity, but kind of let everything else remain. I think that it can work. But you kind of got to let the community sort it out for themselves. And of course, as always, maybe get rid of disbanding lobbies. Let the community feel more connected again. But that's it for the video today. I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say about this. Do you think chat moderation has gone too far, or do you think it hasn't gone far enough? Would love to hear your thoughts down below in that comment section. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.